What's up, everyone, and welcome back to The Coach Approach. It's your Coach Blaker, the Black Faker, and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're new, I'm Coach Blaker. I've been coaching for going on 8 years now, and I want to kind of revisit some of the old wounds that a lot of new players tend to have. Of course, if you are an experienced player, that does not mean you cannot benefit from this. So by all means, feel free to stick around, grab some popcorn, some snacks, something. But without further ado, we're going to hop right into it. I'm going to just basically talk about how can you find out what champion you want to main, and some little tips and tricks to help narrow it down and help figure out what you want to do, so you're not wasting a lot of essence that you've earned to just be like, this champ is not even really my style, but also so you can just have more fun with the game. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so you get into League of Legends, whether you download it yourself, so a friend was like, hey, come play this game with me. You're like, I don't really do games like this. They're like, hey, it's gonna be fine. You come play, you have a good time, then they're never to be seen again, and you're left fending for yourself, and you have no clue how to play, what champions do. There's so many. Well, I've been there, right? I've played way back since then, and honestly, the game is still pretty fun, right? Now, the community, of course, makes it a problem sometimes because you're getting harassed for just kind of having fun, for not knowing stuff, for just trying to relax. And that's kind of the downside of the game, but you can mute chat and you can mute ping, so there are ways to get around that situation. But that is a whole nother video entirely. This video is going to be the first of my beginner series. As I said before, if you are not new, you can still get some use out of this and the videos to come that is in the series. So if you guys like this video and would like to take the ride on the beginner series, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, so you can know when the next video comes out, which will be tomorrow. What are we talking about tomorrow? You'll see tomorrow. All right, so number one, the great thing about League is that the champions are very personal. And what I mean by that is if you ever play like an RPG game, you ever watched a show or anything with characters in general, read a book, it doesn't really matter. There's characters that you connect with on another level, and you really care like what happens to them. You really care how they are, and it just lets you be more immersed, you know, in the situation that you're in. League is like that. There's a lot of champions in this game that have their own lore. Actually, all the champions have their own lore, but there's select a few that I personally like about people. For an example, like Udyr, his playstyle really isn't that great. It's not that fun. He doesn't really do much. Hopefully he gets reworked soon, which probably won't be soon, but he'll get one eventually. But his story is so nice, especially because he has this skin called an ultimate skin. Usually the $30 skins are the ultimate skins. And the cool, interesting thing about League of Legends is like their skins also tell a story. So if you're in the skin store, there's a little paragraph at the top that says, hey, this is the story about the skin. And I think that's pretty awesome. So with Udyr, he's one of my personal favorite stories. His parents was killed by a witch. He was locked in the ice. Someone saved him. He broke out the ice, and then he became this protector of Ionia with the help of Lee Sin as guidance. Now that's pretty cool because you also get to see like, oh, there's another character within his story. It's cool, right? And so Riot has done a really good job at like reworking the lore, making it so that you could get way more out of what you're reading, so that you can really get that close to close feel of that champion. I recommend you doing that if you see a champion that's specifically like, oh, this person looks cool off of their splash art. See what they're about, lore-wise, because maybe you might not even like them. Number two, think about what you've played before. You know, what type of character do you like? What do they do? So let's say we played Overwatch, right? And you're like, well, I really like Lucio. I like the fact that he's fast. I like the fact that he can, you know, go around healing stuff. I like the fact that he can go on the walls and things like that. I like that he's ranged. He also has like this little like AoE boom thing, right? And what you want to do is really then think about like, okay, well, what champions in League of Legends are like that? And if you guys need help with that, post in the comments below what game you like the character from. Maybe I can help you out in terms of what you want. World of Warcraft's the same way. There's many players that come from different games and that I've coached that are just straight out the gate new, and they're like, well, what champ? And I just go ahead and try to get them on the right path. Now, it might not be the champ specific that you want, but at least it gets you started, right? And if it's not the right one, we can keep going off of what you like. So as I said before, you know, if you like that Lucio playstyle, you like being fast, you like being able to just kind of heal and shoot things. There's a character called Sona. Now she's a girl, of course. Obviously, that's not the same. But she has that way of, oh, I can stun, I can move really fast and heal. I like music, and you see my point there. So although their characters are not identical, they're different playstyle with a different game and stuff like that can help dictate what you might like. And that yes, certain champions perform better in different roles. But let the role come after. Let the champion come first. If you enjoy a champion, do not lock yourself out of that champion because, well, it doesn't go for that role. It doesn't matter what role it goes for as long as you enjoy the champion first, because then you can easily adapt your favorite champion to that role. So many times you'll see players play, well, I have to play ADC Jhin, right? Which is a marksman. They usually play bot side. And I'm filled mid, which if you're filled, that means that you're forced to go to another lane because they want the queue times to be a little bit shorter. I'm filled mid. They'll play Jhin mid. Why? Well, they enjoy the champion. Doesn't matter, it might not be meta. Meta meaning that, well, what's good right now in this particular moment, but you can just have fun. It doesn't really matter. Even when you're in ranked, honestly, play what you're good at, play what you like, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You're going to be a lot better playing what you know than playing what's meta, you know, what's optimal. So do not lock yourself out of a champion because, well, oh, it doesn't play that role, so I don't even want to try that champion. Tell me, try it. You might like it. All right, number 4. You want to make sure that we are looking at the champion list. We can either look at the collections or you can go to the store. Whichever one you would like to do is up to you. I just kind of recommend the store because it does show every champion. What we do here is we just, okay, well, ooh, who looks cool out of these? Oh, a tree man looks like? Okay, so you click it and then you go to learn more. Now, you get a little paragraph of what I was talking about with the champion. This isn't the entire, this isn't their entire lore. This is just a little piece of it, just to kind of let you know. If you guys would like to see the entire lore of your champions, I will put a link in the description below for their official website. They do a really good job kind of doing these little lores to just kind of connect you to the champion. So I will link you to the official site down there. Make sure you take a look if you want to look at your champion's lore. So then you would just read it. Okay, well, Ivern Bramblefoot, known to be many as the Green Faller, is a peculiar half-man, half-tree who roams Runeterra's forest, cultivating life everywhere he goes. Okay, that's pretty cool. He knows the secrets of the natural world and holds deep friendships with all the things that grow, fly, and scuttle. Ivern wanders the wilderness, imparting strange wisdom to any he meets, enriching the forest, and occasionally entrusting loose-lipped butterflies with secrets. Okay, so this is just a character that just likes a lot of stuff. He likes being able to look at trees and talk to things, and okay, it's just kind of nice. All right, he does magic damage. Okay, his style, this champion's tendency to deal magic to enemy champions using basic attacks versus abilities. Okay. Okay. So he rather likes basic attacks to do his damage rather than abilities. That's pretty cool. And then difficulty, he's very hard. So I think there's only 3 right now. So there's 3. 3 being like, oh, it's hard, and 1 being like, ah, it's pretty easy. It's very hard margin because there's only 3 ticks, but do your best. And then unity. Okay, utility. Okay, so this champion's a great beneficial with shields and healing, and you can kind of just go around and see what they're really good at and see what they're not too good at. The champion ability to absorb damage from enemy champions. Oh, so he's kind of squishy because this is not really that far up. So they do their best to help you out. Next, we want to go to abilities. So P is for passive. You know, read it as you will. Q is obviously the Q, the W is the W, the E is the E, and the R is the R. Look at him and just like, oh, this is kind of cool. Oh, okay, he gets bushes? What? I don't even understand what that means. Okay, well, I'll read it then. In brush, Ivern's attacks deal bonus magic damage. Ivern can activate this ability to create a patch of... Oh, so when he's in a bush, he does more damage. So then that's why he could put his own... But oh, okay, that makes sense. And then you'll just go through and, you know, look at the abilities. That okay, I like this guy. I like this guy. Cool. What's the skins? What does he got? I feel like looking at the skins makes me like the champion a little bit more. I don't know. If I feel like, oh, there's no skins that I would actually use with this champion, I probably will not play the champion. I mean, now, of course, it's a different story, right? Because I played this game for so long. But when I first started, I was looking at skins. Like, oh, okay, I like the champion, but I don't really like the skins. I'm not messing with that. The weird thing is that some skins have the lore attached to them and some don't. I actually kind of tested it and it was awkward. So it's very hard to find, I think. The only way that I actually found the skin or the skin lore is if I go to my collections and then go to my skins and then I just pick a champion that I have and then it will show. And then from this menu you can keep going, and as you see, some of them don't have the little lore up there and some of them do. And I think it's a pretty cool way to kind of tell the style of champions. And as you see, I can look at, just keep going and just look at the skins. For some reason, and I think it's just like a bug thing, the client does not show it when you are in the shops. You have to go to your collections, click any random skin, and then you can just start clicking around. And it'll go through champions that you have, that you don't have. I think it's only champs that you actually have. I could be wrong, but who knows. Then, if you would like to see chromas, they're down here, of course. This little thing, it shows the chromas. What is a chroma? Pretty much it's the same skin, just colored differently. This will also show you the pack of skins. So Omega Squad Vigar. Okay, so we have Omega Squad Tristana, Omega Squad Twitch. Like, this pretty much just shows who else has that skin. I'm like, oh, well, Teimo's looks cool. And then you want to go to Teimo's. Okay. And then boom, you know, a little nice way. And then, of course, if you don't want to see, if you just kind of want to see the whole picture of the skin, just click this little eye icon and everything goes away. And you can see pretty much everything. And the final thing here that I do want to say before we move on to the next one is that if you are unsure about the champion, what you can do is you can go ahead and click this shard here. And you got three options. Disenchant means you're just kind of selling it and you're getting the blue essence. These are blue essence right here. These are used to buy the champions and some other stuff sometimes. Or you can upgrade to a permanent champion, meaning that, okay, well, you can buy Ivan right now, even though his regular price is $6,300. You can buy it right now for $3,780. So with that in mind, you can basically get a discount off of that just because you already have the shard. Or you can activate the rental for 7 days that consumes the shard. Now, what does this do? Well, the shard goes away, but you can have the champ for free for 7 days. I think that's a pretty cool thing. I've never done it because, I mean, I'm not really new to the game anymore. I know what champions do, but it is very cool that you can do that. Also, there is something called a free champion rotation. Okay, so I even tried logging into an older account here and I still couldn't, a newer account, and I still couldn't find the rotation. And I'm not really sure why, but it's gone. So there is a rotation every single week. What you can do is you can click the play button and go to training, and you can go to practice tool. And every week the rotation changes. I'm pretty sure it shows on their site. I'm pretty sure they have a site that shows the rotations. But if you don't really want to go to their site, you can go to the gameplay here. And well, that was weird. These things with the lock symbol are the free champions that you can test out and play. As I said, I think it's on their site. I don't know why it's not in the client anymore. But as you see, oh, I don't have Syndra, I can play Syndra. I don't have Rengar, I can play Rengar. And that's what those mean. So if you have those on those champions, it means you get them for free through the rotations. So go ahead and try those out when you do, so you don't have to waste a shard trying to test it. One last thing that I do want to say, I said that last time, huh? But the very, very last thing is if you do buy a champion, not to fret, you get 3 free refunds every single year after. You get 1 extra one. So as you see, I have 0 refunds remaining. Now, I've refunded on this account before. So pretty much the thing that you purchase will be here. You go to your shop, you click this little account icon, and then after you click the account icon, you go to purchase history, okay? After that, you will see the things listed that you've bought, whether it be RP or Blue Essence. You can refund RP things too. The things you cannot refund is a champion if you have a skin for it. You will have to refund the skin and then the champion first, which is 2 tokens. But you get 3 off of a new account. And then every year they give you 1 extra. You just have to redeem it on their site. So I can give you a link to that too. There's a lot of links going to be today, but I'll give you a link for that too. And you can redeem it. So if you haven't redeemed it this year, redeem it now, even if you're not going to use it, so you can have 4. And then within the next year, you'll have 5. And if you don't like a champion, just click that refund button, and then you're able to get your champion back for the RP that you spent or for the Blue Essence that you spent. And as I said, it just kind of helps if you're like, oh, I thought I liked this champion, but I really don't. All right, number 5, and the last thing here, I don't want to take too much of your time, is going to be watch streams or YouTube videos of the gameplay. A pretty cool thing you can do is you can, go to YouTube and just type in League of Legends gameplay, whatever champion, doesn't really matter, and they'll show it to you. Try to steer away from the videos that say the most OP build, or KDA is 3,000 and whatever. Like, those are clickbait videos for a reason. Stay away from those. Just look at the actual gameplay. As a matter of fact, because I don't want you to fall for any of that stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and open up my YouTube here, and we're gonna just kind of look at the stuff together, okay? So we're gonna type in, I know you can't see it right now, I'm gonna type it in right now. League of Legends Tristana gameplay. Let's just say Tristana. You're interested in Tristana. So what we'll do, and like I said, I'll display my stuff real quick. Okay. So boom. Okay, look. How to 1v9 on Tristana Season 10. Don't watch that. Tristana Guide Season 10. Okay, that seems kind of cool. You can watch that. Tristana ADC Guide. How to Tristana ADC and dominate for beginners. Don't watch that. That's a clickbait. How to 1v9 just clickbait. Just clickbait. 85 clickbait. This is good, right? It's from League of Legends too, so it'll go over the actual thing for you, and it'll be like, okay, Tristana does this. How to carry with Tristana, Grandmaster, clickbait. I need to make some guides myself, because a lot of these things are definitely clickbait. Another one, look, guide, best build. Okay, that's kind of nice. What you can do also, if you're like, ugh, these are just all clickbait, you can click replays. And what it will do is it'll show you the actual replay of somebody. So if we just these are challenger replays, but it doesn't really matter too much. So if we go here and it's like, okay, cool. And then we can just kind of see them play the game. And it's like, all right. And there's a little thing about telling what the things that they buy do when they buy it. And you could just kind of skim through, click the page and just use your arrow keys and just kind of see how it works. The best point to really see a champion is, oh, they label it for you too. So you would just go to team fight. Right, and you can see kind of if they're part of the team fight. Oh, they're not. Oh yeah, they are. As you see, you can see more of the abilities the way the game goes, and you can kind of see more of the active, because League of Legends does such a slow pace at the start, but once it gets going, it gets going. So you can kind of see like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. You can jump. Okay, I kind of like it. Okay, and then you try the champion like that. It is way better than watching this 1v9 clickbait, because then what they're gonna do is they're gonna get you in that mindset that, oh, I can definitely carry with this champion. This champion is so good. But usually what happens in those videos is those players are on the PvE server. So that's like, oh, that's just a server where you can test new things before they come onto the live server. And they just beat up on people that are lower elo than them. Because the people that play PvE are usually just like for fun players, where they just want to kind of chill and test new stuff. So they'll be like Master, Grandmaster players, which is a high ranking player, and just stomp on them and be like, it's OP. Or what they'll do is they'll just smurf on an account. Smurfing basically meaning playing in an elo bracket that is lower than theirs. So they'll play that champion. Let's say, well, I'm gold, right? And the tier goes bronze, or it goes iron, bronze, silver, gold. If I'm gold and I'm playing in iron, I'm gonna look so fantastic, and then I make a video off of it. And that's pretty much what happens. So that's why I try to tell you guys to steer clear of that, because those clickbait videos are just there to try to get you to obviously click it, but it doesn't really help you, because then you try it and it's like, oh, it doesn't do nearly as much damage as I seen this guy do, or doesn't do as nearly as many cool things. And that's because, it's just there to do that. And the next thing you can do is go to Twitch. Now, this doesn't really work all the time, but you can go to Twitch here, and you can go to League of Legends, and you can type in, let's just do Tristana. Okay, so there's nobody. Oh, there's one person. Oh, but they're not really playing Tristana, it looks like. But as I said, this is very, very hard to do, because not everybody actually knows they can put their champion in there. But what about Kane? Nope, nothing. And so this is why I say don't really use this one, because it's a little bit harder to do. But definitely just League of Legends, the champion, and then replays, and you'll just see like a pretty clear-cut replay, and you'll see the game play, not the actual type of factor, because that's not gonna help you like your champion, and that's gonna leave you a lot more disappointed than you think it will. I know that was a lot. Like I said, the best thing to do is just have fun, look at your champion, Do you like the way it looks? Cool. What's the lore? You like the lore? Cool. You like the champion abilities? Cool. Then let's test it out. Let's get on in there. Let's look at a replay of a game, League of Legends, Jack's replay, and then you go ahead and look at them. Stay away from the 1v9, the OP build, the easy mode, the blah blah blah. I'm telling you, it is not good, and you're gonna go down a rabbit hole and be so disappointed when you try that stuff and you don't actually do well. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. This is going to be the first guide of many for the beginners series. I also have a Patreon, and in that Patreon, that has a Blaker approved tier list, what champions I think will help you climb faster in rank, not based off the meta, but based off how much time and how much potential the champion has to do that. So if you guys are interested in that, by all means go over there. I also will be posting champion guides on that Patreon as well. So without further ado, thank you guys for approaching us like a coach. I'm glad for you guys that are new being here. If you guys want to stay for the next one, make sure to subscribe and like. Until next time, you know what I always say. Thank you once again for approaching it like a coach.